Greetings, everybody. This is Roger Thunder with Ancient Soul. I thought I'd talk about the battle for black gold today. What do I mean by black gold? Well, oil, of course. I'm looking at the situation that's going on. In case you don't know what's going on in the world, you might want to listen a little bit here and get my take on it. What we have now are two major wars, world wars indeed. I would say World War III. Because what's going on is affecting the whole planet, all nations. There's a war with Iran right now that is going on and is perpetuated by the United States of America in collusion with Israel. And it's critical because Iran happens to be the keeper of the Strait of Hormuz. Were they the keeper before? Well, probably in an unsaid way, but when this latest Iran debacle started, for no particular reason other than delusional thinking, when this war started, Iran probably didn't know, or the effectiveness of closing down a particular strait, their strait, the Strait of Hormuz, which is in their territorial waters. What's such a big deal about the Strait of Hormuz? Well, the Strait of Hormuz is where all important petroleum products and other products, distillates and helium and fertilizer and a whole host of things comes from that particular region. Isn't that funny? Because Iran is the birthplace of civilization. Thousands and thousands of years old. So when I'm talking about oil here, I'm talking about the Strait of Hormuz is closed down. There were like 140 ships coming out a day. Now there's 10. That's where all the oil for the world, for the world's economy and supply comes from the Strait of Hormuz and the Red Sea. Now, for some reason, the United States of America, in their usual delusional way, decided that they wanted to attack Iran because they might have nuclear weapons. And they've been saying this for 47 years. Urged on by the Zionist and crazed murderer, Benjamin Netanyahu. And Trump's a crazed murderer too. Anybody that takes part in the genocide of the Palestinian people or any people in the Middle East in any wars, and especially those that are brown-colored people or tribal people, if you get my drift here, anybody that takes part in any way supplying weapons or even moral support or anything in that type of thing can be labeled somebody that is a murderous thug or a criminal or almost like a mob boss or something of that nature. We're talking about men, women, children, thousands, bombing indiscriminately. For what? What's the real incentive here? Well, that's where all the oil is. There's a lot of oil in the Middle East, and this is a battle over resources and over oil and over control of that oil and over control of that whole area, because that's where it comes from. Now, this war, if you're watching it, is ramping up daily and daily and daily and getting more and more intense. First it's on, then it's off, then it's a peace deal, then it's not a peace deal, then it's a an agreement, some kind of an agreement or memorandum or something of that nature, where they, the United States plays their snake oil game, and they're dealing off the bottom of the deck and trying to fool Iran into thinking that they're actually serious about making some kind of peace agreement with them. But as I am speaking, it's full-on war, and the Iranians are hitting all the major military bases in the Middle East, in Qatar, in the Emirates, in Saudi Arabia, in Jordan. They're going for all the military bases, and they're hitting all the military bases, and they're taking out scores and scores of aircraft and other installations like radar installations and KC-135 tankers that are refuelers, all kinds of aircraft. There's personnel on these bases. That's why I say, do you people know what's going on right now? Because this is kind of like a World War III. It's affecting the whole world. If the Strait of Hormuz isn't opened, and here's the deal, here's the kicker, America can't win this war. They've already lost. They're just pretending. They're just hitting the same old targets, but they can't really get to the deep underground bases. Miles underground, you can't even blow those things up with a nuclear weapon. You can't get to them. And they've been building underground cities, Iran has, for decades now, ever since they saw which way the wind was blowing in regards to what America might do to them or what Israel might do to them based on past experience with the Iraq War and all that. So what did they do? They got like the Apache. They became guerrilla fighters, but not in the sense of not having some really good weapons. Because what did they do? They went and developed weapons that were incapable of stopping. We're talking about cruise missiles that are of the hypersonic variety that nobody can touch. And then on top of that, the United States is running out of ammo, plain and simple, and I won't go into the details of it. So we're in a situation right now where the Strait of Hormuz is closed, which also we rely on for fertilizer and other things. So the crops, we could come into a famine situation here. Now here's the main thrust of this whole video, kind of, sort of, since I know a lot about railroading and so forth, is that there will be very shortly a severe, according to all experts in the field, okay, and I'm not an expert, I listen to experts, and I have my own intel base of a lot of different financial experts and oil experts and war experts and things like that. But the the reality of the situation is that diesel fuel and aviation fuel could be in short supply real soon, or non-existent. They don't have time. They don't have that particular, I guess it's a sour crude that comes from that area. We don't have it here in the United States. So basically, the battle for this black gold is on, but they're losing. The West is losing. There's no ships getting out of the Strait of Hormuz. There's no tankers coming in to refine the oil. We're drawing on our oil reserves, our strategic oil reserves in America. They're getting lower and lower and lower. Gas prices are going up. Now here's the deal, people. Railroads, let me get into this aspect of it here so you can clearly understand the gravity of this situation. You can clearly see what's coming here if things don't change. It already may be an uphill climb. How many diesel locomotives are there in the railroad industry, and what do they do, and where are the goods and services, or the freight that they carry? Where does that go? To you. That's where it goes. It supplies America. It's the lifeline of America. The Transcontinental Railway, or railways, and we have two major ones, Burlington Northern Santa Fe, and we have Union Pacific. But we got a bunch of feeder lines off of those and truck lines. So we're talking about a main vein, like in a body, a main vein or artery that carries blood to the heart or whatever, and then or lungs, and it's distributed, somehow it's distributed out. So the main artery, the main vein, or the two main veins would be the railroads, the Transcon railroads, going across the United States with at least probably 85 to 100 trains on each Transcon, and those trains are like 3 miles long with at least, I'd say maybe 6 to 8 locomotives on some, and on others it would probably be like in the 4 to 6 locomotives, and then you get lower depending on the length of the train. What we're talking about here, people, is locomotives run on diesel fuel. They're diesel locomotives. If you don't have diesel to put in the diesel locomotives, there's no trains going across in the two arteries. And guess what, people? That's where all your goods and services and TVs and flip-flops and house goods and everything that's on a store shelf, you walk in a store, anything you see on that store shelf, it all comes from trains. They're the lifeblood, and if you don't have diesel to pull the trains, the miles and mile long trains of commodities and services and goods, you're up shit creek. So this battle for oil, that's going on right now, and resources, is a losing battle for America, and by all accounts, experts in my intel base that I listen to and tune into, and I'm not talking about Fox News here, people, or CNN. You got to dig deep into the alternative sources. Open source research is what it's called. Open source intelligence. And there's a lot of open source intelligence if you look into it. I know most people are busy day to day. They're in their routine. They're going to work. They're with their families. They're tired at night. They sit down, relax, have a beer, fall asleep, get up the next day and repeat the same thing over and over and over again in a rut. And they could care less as to what's going on in the Middle East until they go to the gas pump and they see the gas jump from 3 something or 2 something up to 4 or 5 something. And then they're going like, oops, wait a minute here, this isn't in my budget. This isn't something I allowed in my budget for gas to go up, and then let's say it goes up to 10. Every day that this war goes on, this war for black gold, or the wars for black gold, it's critical. It's getting more and more critical. Because the less gas, the less food, the less transportation, the less, and everything is made out of gas and petroleum products, people. Even the packaging on your food, all the plastic packaging on your food, it's all petroleum based. The milk cartons, everything, it's all petroleum based. So right now what we're saying is that Iran, because of the way they've been treated, lied to many, many times, drawn into some kind of conversation or negotiation, and thinking that they might be making some peace with the United States. And what does the United States do? Turns right around in the middle of negotiations and even assassinates some of their leaders, or lets Israel assassinate some of their leaders. This is a dirty, low-down, double-dealing, mob activity mentality that is coming out of the White House right now. And am I politically inclined? No, I'm not. I don't believe in politics. I always tell people I'm a native. I don't believe in that bullshit. Or religion, or organized religion, or any of that stuff. I'm coming purely from an indigenous, natural, you could even call it pagan point of view, because pagan means worship of nature. Being thankful for the fact that we have this beautiful blue-green planet with oceans and mountains and snow and beautiful clouds and stuff like that. This oil could be likened to Mother Earth, or Unci Maka. In Lakota, you would say Unci Maka, Mother Earth. Could be likened to her blood. Constantly drawing out her blood and using it for nefarious purposes. And what do these wars cost? What do these wars that we're doing in Iran cost? Billions of dollars moving aircraft and fleets and battle gear and people and flying planes in, and the weapons that they're dropping, that they're running out of, are millions of dollars a piece, sometimes even billions of dollars. I'm telling you, people, this is getting out of hand, because there's people in the United States, homeless people, elderly people, all kinds of people that are hurting right now. And this money is all going to warfare and to killing your fellow man. So those of us who feel like we are actually stewards of this planet, wisdom keepers, medicine men, shamans, spiritual seekers, meditators, are paying close attention to what's going on and noticing that it's time. On a tantric spiritual oneness with the planet viewpoint, it's time, or emergence is nigh. There's all kinds of things going on another level as far as geological movement and volcanoes right now, and a lot of earthquake and earthquake swarms in places that there hasn't been for years. Critical junctures like in California and Nevada and down in Mexico and along the Ring of Fire. Something is moving on a cosmological level as well. We got the sun, Indra, Indra is what it's called in Hindu mythology, and the earth, Vajra. See, I cover all indigenous and ancient belief systems. That's why this channel is called Ancient Soul. You may be talking to the ancient soul right now. This might be a warning from the ancient soul to look around you and take stock of what you believe in and what you're buying into, and what are you contributing. What are you contributing on a spiritual level, even on a prayerful level? Because that's important, people. What are you contributing to the peace of the planet in the form of tapping into the collective subconscious of mankind and putting out to the collective what it is that they need to hear, that they need to be in tune to, that they need to wake up to? This is a very spiritual war. It's going on a spiritual level. It's a culmination or a juxtaposition, or let's say a transformation of yin to yang and yang to yin, you know, that type of thing, the chaotic flux of the universe, is a preponderance of darkness right now. And if you look at the yin-yang sign, everybody's seen that sign with the black on one side and the white on the other, kind of like a fish chasing its tail. And the black side has a little bit of white in it, white dot, and the white side has a black dot in it. That is the flux of the universe. That is the chaotic flow of the universe. That is change. So what we're having right now is change. And it's going to manifest in a lot of ways. It's going to manifest in a lot of ways, in ways that we may not like. It's going to get better. It's going to get better, but it has to get to that point of intensity. And that's what we're in right now. You can see it all over the world. There is no morality. Leaders are constantly just coming out and telling the public bold-faced lies. Every time they open their mouth, well, what's new? What's new with the white man's ideology? What's new in regards to them not keeping treaties with people, or lying to people, or, doing some underhanded dealing? What's new? Nothing new under the sun. From an indigenous point of view, this has been around. This has been around for a long time in murderous, devious, dark ways. And we're seeing now on a larger scale the whole repeat of what happened on a smaller scale when Turtle Island, which is now called America, was invaded. This is the karmic outflow. This is the nothing new here, folks. So people should be aware right now that oil, this oil war, and really it's about resources, people. It's about borders, and it's about sovereignty, and it's about who's got what resource. And it's about money. It's about the green frog skins, as Lame Deer would say. The green frog skins and the pursuit of it, or the control of it. So right now, we don't know how this is going to play out, but it's full-on war, oil wars, Middle East wars, And you got the Ukraine war going too, which is also a territorial war. It also boils down to this landmass where this government called America is located. Has nothing to do with the landmass or the people that originally were on this land. It's just the location or the headquarters of the snake that is attacking everybody right now. Why? Because America is in its death throes. It's financially insolvent. It's going bankrupt. It can't even pay the interest on the debt. It's gone, people. Now, why is the current leader right now doing, I don't even like mentioning names because, again, I'm not political and I don't give a damn about politicians or leaders because they're all immoral and they're all crooked and they're all corrupt. It's obvious. We don't need to kind of, brainstorm this thing out and go, oh, are these people? Well, if they're killing masses of innocent people for resources and money and territory, are they Christian? And see, this figures into it. It's the white man's ideological Christian mentality, and it's the brown man. Some of them have their Islamic mentality and religious war thing, and so it goes into that spiritual realm of religious wars. But the effect of all this is that all of the European nations and America and us and everybody is going to suffer because there won't be any gas, there won't be any food, there will be a major inflationary crash, depression, can't get stuff disappearing. It's like you're choking somebody, you're choking them. Okay, you got a chokehold, and Iran has a chokehold right now. And nothing seems to get any better. And there's negotiations, peace talks, negotiations, whatever. And then somebody gets stabbed in the back, and or it's a ploy or it's a lie to gain time to get more weapons or whatever. It's never really, oh, this is it. So the people that we have leading us in the different nations right now, I question every one of them. Even Putin in Russia. Not that I'm anti-Russian, I'm not. I know the whole story on that, how they were pushed into this war. But even Putin, taking a long time with this war, long time, should have been over a long time ago. Here's one thing I know about wars. The longer the war goes on, the more the people suffer, innocent people. The shorter the war, the less innocent people suffer. So why prolong shit? And this is to Putin or to Trump or to any world leader. Why are you making people suffer with your selfish prolonging of war? This is no better than the thugs you might see on a Western movie that come in and you watch some old Western movies. I guess this stuff's been around a long time, huh, people? And there's a couple of guys that are shady in the town and they want to buy up all the land and they want to keep the homesteaders out. They want to control everything. And sometimes they're cattle barons and rich. They go out and kill people just to get them off the land, burn their farms, stuff like that. Basically what we have here is that. We have criminals in charge of the government. And really there should be no government. There should be tribal communities. But that's a whole nother story. I'm doing this video for people that really are interested in this stuff, interested enough to keep listening and not turn off a wisdom from a wisdom keeper, an elder of the indigenous nation. Have enough, or just an elder, period. Doesn't even have to be of the indigenous nation. Wisdom, intelligence, knowledge, character, courage, perseverance, compassion, love, realizing that we're all one, mitaku ye oyasin. We are all one, aho. And when you hurt somebody else, you're hurting yourself. When you kill somebody else, you're killing a part of yourself. When you damage the planet, you're damaging yourself. You're damaging your home. You're going to the middle of your home and making excrement in your own home. Don't hurt the planet. That's a warning. Don't hurt Mother Earth. Why? Because Mother Earth's going to hurt you. And I live on Mother Earth. I'm part of Mother Earth. I'm at oneness with Mother Earth and the planet and the cosmos. Don't trash your own home. Don't diss Mother Earth, or you're going to suffer. You're not going to be here anymore. Neither will I, but that's okay, because nobody's here forever anyway, are they? Have respect for your home. Have respect for the planet and the blood of the planet and the resources of the planet. And we're talking about technology here. I don't make too many videos, and it's been a long time since I made some video. So you can stick around and listen. You can get all the little videos that all these other people make every day in one long episode, and think about it. Reflect on it. I've been doing this for years, and guess what? They don't want me out there because they don't want you hearing what I have to say. I've always been a truth teller. I've always drilled down to the core of the issue, and the core of the issue right here is mankind is bankrupt morally. He's bankrupt morally. He has no spirituality. How many people, before they eat their meals, say a prayer to Great Spirit and thank Great Spirit for everything they have? How many people thank Great Spirit in general for their life and the fact that they're alive and that they enjoy the fresh air and the sunlight and the clouds and what they do for their activities or enjoyable activities? How many actually think when they're doing that and are connecting with the consciousness of the planet and the universe and the spirit that moves in all things? And how many people consider that so precious that they would do anything to protect it? Anything they could within their reason, just like they would protect their own individual dwelling or their own family or their own house. How many people do that, and how many people are paying attention right now? Or are you just hung up in your everyday routine and just waiting for the tidal wave to hit? And then when it hits, oh boy, Don't come to Thunder and say, hey, wow, what happened here? It's time to reach out to your fellow man and hook up and become a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and then join hands with the planet and say, look, what's going on here? It's out of control. Here's the thing: technology could have been used if people love technology. Obviously, they do. They got their cell phone permanently attached to their hand and looking at it. Technology is being used to destroy mankind, or it could be used to advance mankind. It could be used so that every person on this planet doesn't go a day hungry, doesn't go a day without shelter, doesn't go a day without warm clothes on their back. There's so much technology that can produce so much wealth. But what is that technology used for? War. War. Is it used for the benefit of the people? Free electricity, free housing, free everything. Technology could have made this a utopian world a long, long time ago, people. Look at how far the advancement in technology has been since 1901, or when the Wright brothers first flew their first flight. Technology could be used for the good of the people. It doesn't have to be used for the killing of the people. Who is in charge here? What are these morons thinking? What are these criminal, dark, Kabbalistic people doing? Is this a planned crash of the, financial system, which would just be devastating? Be worse than the Great Depression, would be worse. So we're at a critical juncture, and I'm going to just wrap it up here because I'm getting fired up. And I'll probably start throwing out four-letter words if I don't back off. But I always, in my advice and in my admonition and in my videos or whatever, have drilled down on this need to inform. Because an informed populace, an informed tribe, okay, is a tribe that will survive. That's basically what it amounts to. Your survival and the survival of the planet. We can affect this stuff that's going on just with prayer. And when I'm talking about prayer, I'm not talking about, sitting in a church praying. I'm talking about energy thoughts, prayer, affirmations, putting out the right vibration. What vibration are you putting out? Are you putting out the heart vibration of love, giving, compassion? That we're all one. We should all be in the same tribe. And we are. We're all in the same tribe here. But the chiefs, there are none. There are no real leaders. There is no Crazy Horse or Sitting Bull or anybody of that stature. There's no honored medicine men anymore. There's no lame deer. There's no fool's crow. There are descendants on the res. And there are descendants of the lineage. And there are carriers of the pipe that think in accordance with the red road, walking the red road. walking the non-materialistic path of nature. So I'm going to leave it there today. I thought I had to get that out there. I haven't done a video in a long, long time. And yes, I'm still kicking. So, if you like the video, do the normal thing that people do, like it and all that stuff. And also, this channel is open for donations. In spiritofcrazyhorse.com. Not the spirit of Crazy Horse, but just spiritofcrazyhorse.com. You can donate there if you care to. And incidentally, I've been thinking about doing some seminars concerning the indigenous ways, being in tune with Mother Earth, being in tune with the ocean, living life on a more spiritual plane, tapping into different consciousness techniques, meditation, tantra, mantra, learning about Yab Yum and the duality of life, learning about a lot of techniques that you can use, a lot of ritual, trance work, a lot of different things that you can use to improve your life, improve your protection from the negative forces that are happening in the planet right now, and be an earth survivor, be an earth person in all ways that you can, and love your fellow man and love the planet. So I'll leave it there right now, and don't expect me to come on every week or whatever. You're blessed to hear me once a month or a year at this rate. I mean, if you want to hear thunder, you better listen now or just forget it. What I have to say is important. But see, I don't like this. I don't like the avenue here, and that's why I am thinking seriously about trying to do some seminars, maybe on the West Coast and maybe in the Southwest. Great Spirit willing. Anyway, I'm out of here. So Wopila Aho.